Intermittent fasting has been the hottest trend in the fitness world, and honestly, it's scary. Millions have claimed it works, while so many more think it's a bad idea. So today, I want to test how fasting impacts performance on a stationary bike. Will my endurance decline over time, or will the results not matter at all? And by the end of the video, I'm not just going to share the 5 pros and cons to time-restricted eating, but hear the actual truth from some footballers in real life. So what's fasting anyways? Well, it's just a period of not consuming any calories. This could be from one meal to the next, or the time after your last bite. Time-restricted eating is just eating within a window of time. Maybe it's a 12-hour time frame from 8 to 8 p.m. or a 7-hour block from 11 to 6 p.m. Regardless, you can change how big or small your window is. But why do it anyways? Culturally, some religions require people to fast for extended hours at a time. Ramadan, for example, is an Arabic tradition that practices no forms of food, drinks, smoking, or sexual relations from dawn until sunset for 30 days. This constraint is supposed to re-cleanse the soul and make Muslims feel closer to God. There are over 1.8 billion Muslims in the world, which account for 25% of the population. Superstars like Kyrie Irving and Mo Salah celebrate this ritual and still compete at the highest level. But if it ain't for religious reasons, why try it? Pro number 1, the resting period. When you choose to not eat, the body will deplete its glycogen stores, switch into ketosis, and rely on fat for energy. This period allows your cells to rest and essentially reset for the next meal. This improves your overall metabolism and gives your digestive system time to work its magic. In addition, intermittent fasting works for all diets. It's simple, just choose a time and figure when to eat and not eat. This doesn't just boost mental clarity and decision making, but actually enhances your hormones. Ghrelin, your hunger hormone, and leptin, your satiety hormone, are getting turned on and off more consistently depending on the times you like to eat. Pro 3, bye-bye snacking. In today's society, it's estimated more than 90% of all Americans eat at least 1 to 3 snacks a day. Now, I'm not saying snacking is bad, but if people find it hard to control themselves in the kitchen, it's not the worst idea. And as the obesity epidemic rises each year, more and more people are turning to fasting for weight loss. And the truth is that it does burn more fat over time compared to just eating normally. So if you're struggling with weight management, time-restricted eating is something to consider. And for the final pro of intermittent fasting is the concept of strengthening our longevity. Whenever we consume calories, no matter its content, it will spike our blood sugar to some degree and stimulate certain genes. One protein called mTOR gets turned on whenever we consume food. And there are many studies that have shown too much activation of this amino acid has been associated with many diseases from cancer to diabetes, neurodegeneration, and many mental health disorders like depression. So if we reverse engineer how often we eat food, we can in turn reduce how much this gene gets turned on and essentially de-accelerate the aging process. But let me be very clear with you right now, fasting ain't all glamorous. Let's run down the problems. Con number 1. Muscle loss. If you've ever skipped meals, forgot to eat, or gave food the middle finger, you might not notice a drastic difference in the short term, but over time, you will begin to lose muscle. And this is because when you deprive your body of energy, the body will essentially consume its own amino acids, causing strength to decrease, which obviously isn't good for any athlete. Furthermore, if losing muscle wasn't bad enough, fasting has caused many people to develop a range of different eating disorders. This constraint causes people to overeat during the feeding window, which makes them crave more calories, absorb less nutrients, and pack on more fat. Not ideal if you ask me, but what's most concerning of them all is energy level dips. Without giving your body a meal, your body will become sluggish over time. People can easily get fatigued as it may be hard to control your emotions when you're deprived of food. This can challenge people's ability to stay focused if they've never done it before. And in sports, let's just say it's not fun to walk onto the pitch tired in the first minute. And on top of that comes a wave of many mood changes as well. In the nutrition space, this can change how we feel, which can in turn dictate what we say and how we act. Sometimes people feel fine, but on other occasions, people will get upset, frustrated, and even feel hopeless. It's common to become hangry if you've ever skipped a meal, but you don't want to take it out on someone else. And finally, for con number 5 is nutrient deficiencies. In the nutrition space, it's very likely an athlete will experience REDS or relative energy deficiency if they don't stay on top of their diet. In one sitting, the body can only take up 50 grams of protein at once, and that's if you're a larger built person. So any extra food will get broken down and stored into fat. This can impact vitamin and mineral equilibrium and ruin your game before you even leave the house. So yes, fasting is something people take to extremes. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's for the worse. But in terms of performance, I wanted to put it to the test. For this experiment, I pushed myself to burn 100 calories on a stationary bike as fast as possible. The resistance was kept the same, as the only difference was from the last time I ate. So on day 1, I ate my last meal 2 to 3 hours before I started to work out. While on the fasting day, I waited 20 hours before I started cycling. A 20-hour fast versus a normal 2-hour break before training bout. 100 calories as fast as I could. And to be fair, I felt it right away. My endurance was much better on day 1 as I could maintain a higher RPM. But with the 20-hour fast, my body just wanted to relax. In the end, it took me about a minute longer to burn the same amount of calories. So I hope the data is pretty clear. Fasting should not be brought into sports. Since it hinders performance, it's probably not best if athletes want to be primed for a match. By what percent, we're not sure how much it plays a role. For me, it slowed me down about 10%, 100%, but if you want to play your best, you're better off getting some food in beforehand. Today, some people aren't always hungry first thing in the morning, but in reality, every footballer is different, which is why I asked my friends what they thought. Should footballers be fasting?
I'm gonna go no.
I think that it's just not great, but people do fast.
Performance-wise, you're just gonna feel more tired, more sluggish, I would think.
If it's not religion, then just don't do it. If you're playing like 90-minute games, like you need the protein, you need the carbs, you need the sodium, because in fasting you just drink water, so.
Do you personally skip meals?
Yeah, I definitely have in the past, but for me it depends on how early I gotta wake up or how long ago I just ate.
All the time. I have like 1 to 2 meals a day.
Is it just how you like it?
When I wake up for work, I don't eat anything because I just don't feel like it. And then I'll have lunch at work and then dinner at night.
What's your typical pre-match meal, pre-match snack?
I love me a bowl of cereal. I know it's probably not the best thing to be eating, but I love a bowl of cereal.
And what's your
games.
cereal?
Fruity Pebbles.
My go-to would be a small can of Red Bull and 2 little packs of Skittles and then another pack of Skittles at halftime.
Do you sometimes forget to eat?
That comes from work a lot of the time. You just go, and then you realize you haven't eaten all day, and then you're starving by the end of it.
And an 8 a.m. game, a 1 p.m. game, and a 7 p.m. night game. How does that make a difference?
Personally, 8 a.m. game, I struggle to get up early enough. I love sleep, so I kind of sacrifice in the breakfast department most of the time, but I'll grab a banana. Even afternoon game, I'll have a banana. Nighttime, most of the time, I get the meal in for the nighttime game.
8 a.m., same thing. I'm grabbing a banana or an apple. Midday, again, bowl of cereal, and I'll probably have something small in the car if I'm like really feeling hungry, like a snack, another banana probably. And at night, I'll eat anything if it's a nighttime game.
If you enjoyed watching and learned something new, consider dropping a like and checking out my recent video where I interviewed the director of sports medicine for the New England Revolution.